Zoroaster, a renowned figure in religious history, was a pivotal lawgiver and the founder of several religions, including Mazdaism, Magism, Parseeism, fire worship, and Zoroastrianism. The term Zoroaster is generic, and the age of the last Zoroaster remains uncertain, perhaps for this reason. The Greek writer Xanthus of Lydia, who first mentioned this significant lawgiver and religious reformer, said his era around 600 years before the Trojan War. However, the actual timeline of that event is still a matter of debate. Prominent figures such as Aristotle and Eutychus believe Zoroaster lived about 6,000 years before Plato's era. Aristotle, a man known for accuracy, wouldn't make such a statement without valid justification. Parseeism, on the other hand, identifies Zoroaster as a Babylonian king, to have lived around 2,200 years BC. Yet, given that Eusebius handled Parseeism manuscripts, a known figure in modifying historical texts, his proposed original dates can be questioned. Haug suggests Zoroaster lived at least 1,000 years BC. At the same time, Bunsen cites the existence of a Zarathustra Spitama, another name for Zoroaster. This Zoroaster would be living under King Vistaspa around 3000 BC, and Bunsen describes him as one of the mightiest intellects, and one of the greatest men of all time. Despite these varying timelines and the virtually extinct Zen language, some scholars have taken it upon themselves to assign speculative dates to Zoroaster's era. The occult records claim to hold accurate dates for each of the 13 Zoroasters mentioned in the Dabistan. The teachings of these Zoroasters, particularly the last divine one, spread from Bactria to the Medes and later influenced the mystical teachings of the Mosaic doctrines under the name of Magism. Like Manu and Vyasa in India, Zarathustra is a generic term for influential reformers and lawgivers. The hierarchy, which began with the divine Zarathustra as mentioned in the Vendidad, ended with a great mortal man bearing the same title who is now lost to history. As indicated by the Dabistan, there were many Zoroaster. According to the Secret Doctrine, Volume 2, the last Zoroaster established the fire temple of Azarix long before the recorded historical era. Had General Alexander not destroyed many sacred and precious Mazdaean works, perhaps history would have been more cautious about designating him as the great conqueror in the history of mankind.